The most common thing that I heard when I was going through a heartbreak was focus on yourself, Like I would tell my friend, "Oh, like this has been happening recently. I feel so sad. I cry a lot. I'm just feeling lost." They would tell me, "Focus on yourself." But that statement was so confusing to me because I was like, "How can I focus on myself when there's this nagging sound in my head telling me that everything in my life is wrong, that there's no hope, that whatever's happening to me is something that I deserve, so what the hell do you mean focus on myself? I can't, because every single thought I have throughout the day is negative. It's exhausting. There's no break. I'm fixated on the things that I can't control in my life. And it was so hard to tell my friend, like, what do you mean focus on yourself? That it's not easy for me to focus on myself right now. But then it hit me. I've said that thing too to so many people going through hardships. I've told my friends, focus on yourself. Every time they're going through a heartbreak, or they got fired, or they are just going through something sad, I would tell them, focus on yourself. And when it was my turn, I realized I can't. It's not that easy to focus on yourself. So here's what I found out was actually happening, and why why I needed to focus on myself. Because the reason you're not focusing on yourself is because you, for some reason, have decided that you are not the center of your universe. You have made something or someone else the center of your universe, and every single decision you take, every single thought you have, every single experience you start creating for yourself is revolved around that thing or that person. For example, there was this one person I was so adamant about keeping in my life, right? That I started making every single decision according to them. Every single thing I did was to make sure that they don't leave. Every single decision I made in terms of, doing things with my life and everything, I started focusing on them. But the thing is, right, if they wanted to stay, they would stay. And if something is meant for you, it will happen for you. But when you start to make that the center of your entire universe and start revolving your life around that and not yourself, you become the most miserable person, because that thing or that person you cannot control, right? You cannot control their reactions, you cannot control their actions. It is not up to you. But when you focus on things that you can actually control, like taking care of yourself, prioritizing your goals, doing things that make you feel better about yourself, those things naturally become attracted to you. So, and the reason you become like this miserable person is because you're so busy trying to impress or keep something that is never yours to begin with. Okay, this is something that I wish someone told me earlier. You cannot lose something that was never yours to begin with. Okay, what I mean by that is nothing in this world is written for you unless it actually is. Here's what I mean. If something is not meant for you, it won't happen, right? We've heard that 1,000 times. But you weren't born into this world entitled to something that was never yours to begin with. Nothing belongs to you, okay? So align yourself with the process, but detach yourself from the outcome, okay? And focus on aligning yourself with who you truly are as a person, not what someone else is. When people say focus on yourself, it also means to just kind of start waking up and make the active choice about changing something in your life that is holding you back. Because what you're not changing, you're choosing, okay? So if you are so adamant about keeping this one person in your life and you start taking every decision according to what they would like, then what are you living for? What are you here to do? Then of course you're going to be a miserable person, and they will never choose to stay in your life because you have no identity, you have no personality, and you have shown yourself absolutely no respect. And you've given them all this respect by putting them on this pedestal, when the truth is they're just as ordinary as everybody else. So when my friend started telling me, focus on yourself, there was one time where I snapped. I was like, I can't focus on myself. Sorry, it's not that easy for me. I can't focus on myself because every time I leave my apartment and I hang out with everybody and everything is great. But when I come back home, I feel so empty. And you know why that is? Because everything I do outside, everything I was doing for the public eye was not really for me. Nothing that felt fulfilling to me. I wasn't being myself because I was so busy about being judged, about this doing the wrong thing, being myself, and being worried that I would piss someone off, that I would be so controlled with my actions, so controlled about showing who I truly am as a person, that I just felt so exhausted about faking my identity, all because I was trying to control something that I can't. And I was choosing to not even pay attention to the things that I can control, you know? And it's tough when people tell you to focus on yourself and you're like, yes, but in this moment right now, if I focus on myself, I know that this person will leave. I know that I won't get the thing I want. I know this person won't fight for me because I'm the one that's holding on. Okay, but I'm going to tell you something. It's only going to hurt in the short term, you know? It's not going to hurt you in the long run. It never does. Time heals everything. And it's going to feel scary, you know? When you let go of things that you've been trying so hard to control, it's going to feel freaking terrifying to let go. Because you had envisioned this entire future with this person, or you had envisioned this entire future with this thing, right? And yet now you're making the active decision to walk away. So of course it's scary because what's next is unexpected. It's new, it's fresh. So you're stepping out of your comfort zone. So of course, when you start focusing on yourself and you start changing your life, it is going to be terrifying. But I promise you, the other side is always green. Every single, okay? And when people say focus on yourself, don't expect that, oh, once you start focusing on yourself and the next day you're fine, or in 2 weeks you're fine. It could be, but it could take you time, okay? It took me a year to get where I am now, happier than ever with the things in my life that are meant for me. Why? Because I chose to let go of what wasn't. And here's the worst part, right? During that time, I was so focused on what's going on in this other person's life that I started to devalue everything that was going on in my life. I started valuing who was in their life way more than who was in my life. And my biggest regret to this day would be not realizing of the worth of the people that are actually there. I had made some female friends after whatever happened to me. I had made a lot of wonderful friends, but I was still so hung up on the ones that left because I was focused on them and not myself. I was craving validation from someone who was never meant for me. And whatever happened to me was happening for for a reason, to open my eyes. And in the toughest time, these people won't be there for you, but these people will be. And my biggest mistake is not appreciating those people more and putting them through hell. Because I know what my friends had to go through after my breakup. I would give a shout out to them. They know exactly who they are. They have supported me in a way that has been they would say to me, focus on yourself, but then they wouldn't just leave me alone with my thoughts. They would check up on me. They would visit me. They would be like, hey, let's just hang out, even though they're super busy. And I was still so focused on this other person and what's going on in their life that I didn't give importance to the people that were actually valuing me. Go where you're valued. Focus on yourself. Focus on the things that are right for you. And maybe the things that you want will actually start becoming attracted to you. But because I didn't focus on myself, because I was every day waking up and just doing whatever they wanted me to do, doing whatever I could to control the situation or the person, I started losing my sense of identity. I was unrecognizable, I couldn't recognize myself. I had lost my goals. I lost my sense of direction, all because I was choosing comfort of, this person, comfort of the things, the people, and holding on to them because I was familiar with it. I was damaging myself and not giving myself the chance to just kind of see what's actually meant for me on the other side after healing. And I think my most shattering moment was I had just lost my personality too. I was very confident. I was very outspoken. I had interests that I stopped pursuing. I had talents, I had skills that I just stopped pursuing because I tied my worth to people leaving me. So when people say focus on yourself, and here's what I'm telling you: focus on yourself by taking care of yourself in a way that build a routine. If you're in that stage where you just can't do anything, you're struggling to even get up, you prefer to just stay in bed and just scroll through Insta reels, go in this loophole of overthinking every single dark scenario, you have no productivity. I want you to start focusing on yourself by just start taking care of yourself physically, the way you look. Start with that. Start with just making one active change per day. It doesn't have to be big. For hell, it wasn't big for me. My day to day in my darkest period looked like me waking up, waiting for this person's message to come through, and then having my entire day planned around what they wanted to do. And that was the most dumbest thing I was doing. It was the most disrespectful thing to me and to the people that were rooting for my success, you know? The most obnoxious thing that I could have done to myself. So I'm trying to tell you, don't do that. Do not wait for someone to make your day. Have a routine planned out from the night before. Have a certain target that you just need to get done. Focus on yourself by going back to your ambitions, going back to the things that make you feel happy. Whatever in your life is going on will continue happening, but choose to control the things you can in the moment, okay? Create a routine for yourself. Tell yourself, okay, I'm going to start waking up by this time. And even after that, you start rotting in bed, that's fine. But you chose to wake up early and you did, okay? Next day, I'm going to do my hair. I'm going to get dressed up. I'm going to go talk to people. I'm going to go hang out with my friends. Hey, let me plan a hangout at my house. Start doing something actively for yourself, okay? Respect yourself. Show yourself the love that you want others to show you. Focus on yourself in the way that nothing in life is permanent. So you have to focus on yourself and create the life that you want by yourself. No one else is going to create that for you. And stop tying your worth to people that are walking away from you. Let them walk away. They're walking away for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. And whilst you're having these negative thoughts about things just happening to you continuously and you having this victim mentality, it is okay to feel sorry for yourself, but that doesn't give you the excuse to just stay in bed and do absolutely nothing to fix yourself, to help yourself, okay? Don't use a victim mindset as a reason to not take initiative in your life towards the life that you actually want. Because the thing is, right? I wish during that time my life would have been so much better that whilst all that was going on, I had still just focused on a few things that made me happy. I had stopped doing my hair, and before that, I used to be the person that was always well put. Every time I would leave my house, I would be in a very good, outfit. I would have my makeup done because I would just that's how I perceived life. And here's another thing: whilst you're focusing on yourself, never look like what you're going through. Ever. Never look like you're miserable. Never look like you are going through shit. Do it in private. I'm telling you, because there's a lot of assholes out there that will feel happy by seeing you in the condition you are, and your job is to never give them that satisfaction. Never. And let me tell you, they're always watching, okay? Always watching. Just because they blocked you, just because they they are no longer in contact with you, just because they have told people that they're no longer in contact with you, they don't like you, they are still watching. And I've experienced this first. But be proud of that. They're watching, which means they're still scared of you rising. They're still terrified of what you are capable of. It's just a matter of you seeing it. So start focusing on yourself. Start creating the life that you wanted for yourself, because no one's going to help you get it ever. Even if that person comes back, even if that thing that you're so adamant to keep in your life comes back, that does not mean that you will be happy. It won't. What will make you feel happy is when you fulfill the things that you like. If you like dressing up and you like going out dressed up and everything like that, you will feel good. It's the small things that count too. Focus on yourself by going through hardships alone and coming out stronger. Focus on yourself by giving yourself the freedom to explore everything. Focus on yourself by loving yourself, by telling yourself that you're meant for so much more. And the thing is, whatever you're going through right now or you had gone through, it will all pass. It will all pass. So feel it, remember it. Your body will always remember it, but don't let it change who you are. Don't let the ugly in them change who you are. Okay? Don't. They're not worth it. They never are. Never are. Another reason that I'm saying all this is because I want to prevent you from becoming a miserable person. And I feel like I was a miserable person because during that time I knew that I'm meant for so much more, that I'm meant for so much more happiness, and I deserve so much more, that because I was keeping myself in such a small situation, and I was literally, everything else was my focus but myself. Everyone else was the center of attention but me in my own life. I gave so much importance to people that don't require it. And I was losing focus of what actually I am meant for, and I had just lost my self identity, like we discussed. I had lost all purpose. Everyone else mattered. Everyone else and their goals mattered, but not mine. And I did that to myself. And that's the reason I was a miserable person, is because I was choosing that environment for myself, even though I knew I was meant for more and that I should be doing so much more for the life I deserve. Okay. And another thing I want you to remember is, you know how they say act like the person you want to become? Mel Robbins, check her out too. She stated, act like the person you want to become. And this is something that will help you achieve the life you want by when you start acting like the person you envision in the future that you want to become. And the reason this works, and this is how I did it, right? I started envisioning where I want to be in exactly 5 years, what I want to be doing, and every single day I'm going to behave like it's already happened for me and I need to just manage it. So for example, if I want to be a podcast show host, right? What would they be doing right now? Would they be sitting around crying, wondering if their friends are going to come back, or if they're just going to be seen more by their significant other, or they wouldn't be worried about all of that. They would be instead writing a script. They would be doing some research on the next guest. They would be looking at skills that they should develop. And once you start doing those things, instead of controlling things that are beyond your control, and start acting like the person that you want to become, you need exactly 6 months to change your life. 6 months of consistency, of acting like the person you want to become, changing your habits, and watch how everything changes for you. You will automatically lose focus. And here's another thing. One of the biggest reasons I was in this downfall, this pitfall for such a long time, and it seemed like everybody else I was involved was happy and I wasn't. It's because, that's my perspective, because I know my condition. I don't know they could be miserable too. Everyone was following their goals and everything, and I was like, what is wrong with me? What is actually wrong with me? But then I realized something, right? It is not their fault. It is not their fault for not reaching out to you all the time, for not checking in on you. It is not their job. They don't owe you shit. No one owes you anything. You are too free. You are way too free. You have too much time to think about all of this. Okay? The reason that it's affecting you more than the other party that's involved is because they're actually doing shit with their life. You are not, and that's a sad truth. The person I was concerned with during that time, they started getting their life back up, and that's something I really admire. I wasn't. I had put myself in a place where I was refusing to do any real work. So of course I'm gonna be sitting there, have all this free time, wondering what the fuck's gonna happen next, because I have nothing to do. I chose to do nothing with my life. And that's not on them, that's on you. So the reason you have this ongoing thought process about, oh my god, what's gonna happen next? Will they text me back? Oh my god, are they gonna reach out? Oh my god, does this person hate me? Oh my god, am I gonna be invited to the next party? Is because you have too much time. Someone who actually too much time on your hands. If you have time to sit around and think about someone else's actions and things that you can't control and make yourself miserable by trying to predict the future, even though you have no idea about the reality of the situation and you have information from one side, you are punishing yourself at that point. Okay? Pick a hobby. Start with a hobby. Get your assignments done. Just do one task a day. But don't sit around having too much free time. Focus on your body. Upgrade your body. Do something. Don't sit around for such a long time. And that's how you get through it. Day by day, you take actions, active decisions to make your life better. And eventually, you won't have time to think about all of this. Okay? Stop giving yourself too much time to think about this. And yeah, it's not in your control. You will have thoughts about these things. But just do something alongside. Don't sit there and just punishing yourself. Just do something at the moment, And so yeah, focus on yourself. When people say that to you, they're trying to tell you that start making decisions revolved around you. Start making active decisions that you want to make, that will make you happy, not someone else. Do things with your life that you want to see in the future, that you want to see the results of in the future. Create the life that you think you deserve. Other people, other things, let anything happen. Things that you can't control, just let it happen. Control what you can. Focus on yourself. Focus on you. Okay, all you need to do really is to just become the person that they know you're capable of becoming, and the reason that they're watching you. Become that person. They're in you. They're powerful. Be who you wanted to guide you when you were a kid, okay? Be the person that you needed as a kid. Be the person that you want your kids to feel proud of, or your friends to feel proud of, or your parents to feel proud of. And most importantly, you to feel proud of. Self prioritize and self love, okay? Because if you don't, no one else will. So start focusing on yourself. Good luck. Bye.